Good evening, Prescott Valley. Welcome to the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting of October 13th, 2015. Kathy, can we have a roll call?
Commissioner Avalos?
Here.
Chairperson Brinkman?
Here.
Commissioner Fallman?
Here.
Commissioner Trevini?
Here. If everybody's had a chance to look at the agenda, can we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. And then if everybody's had a chance to look at the September 8th, 2015 regular meeting minutes, and there's no changes, can we have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of Tuesday, September 8th.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. And so now we'll move on to the really exciting stuff, the announcements. And Jason is going to help us with a little touch-a-truck.
Good evening, Commissioners. October 3rd, we held our Touch-a-Truck event. I want to say this was the 6th or 7th annual Touch-a-Truck event. It was located here at the Civic Center. We had a pretty decent turnout for it. Again, as in years past, we're having a difficult time finding participants to bring out vehicles for the kids to touch and play with, but those that did come out really put on a heck of a show for the kids, and the families did enjoy it, the ones that were there. That was also the day that we held our third annual corn toss tournament. I want to say 27 teams, 28 teams signed up for the tournament. We had a great day outside. It was beautiful weather. We played until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. A local team from Chino Valley that goes by Dos Jaimes won the event with, I believe, it was actually a Prescott Valley team that took second, and 2 gentlemen from OMI, the water department, that took third. Wow. So it was a lot of fun. Everybody really enjoyed it. Again, we're seeing a lot of different teams separate from teams that we're seeing in our league play, and we're hoping that maybe if we continue this event that we can draw more of them from the league to the tournament. However, most of them just prefer to play in the league because it's a lot more fun, and they don't lose out in the tournament and feel bad about themselves. So there was an art studio tour also that day that took place throughout the Civic Center, primarily on the 3rd floor. There was a lot of beautiful things that were on display, ranging from jewelry to paintings. I do believe I even saw some pottery as I walked through all of it. And several people also came through to take advantage of that. And it was my understanding that a lot of the people that had stuff on display, we got a lot of positive feedback from that. So I would imagine that the Arts and Culture Commission will probably discuss that in further depth at another time. I was personally out with the corn toss tournament, so I didn't really get to enjoy it too much, but I did see traffic going through, and it was a constant flow of people.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes.
With the Touch-a-Truck, this is the first time we've had it here at Civic Center, isn't it?
Actually, we held it here at the Civic Center last year also.
Did we?
In
Okay.
conjunction with the corn toss tournament, hoping that we would draw the spectators in that were coming for the corn toss tournament and get them to also go out and visit the vehicles.
Okay, sounds good.
I attended the art studio tour. It was the stuff that they had was just fabulous. The paintings, the tiles, and the jewelry. We just had a wonderful representation of art. It was beautiful.
We have a lot of creative people
in
in this area, and I do believe it was on display that day for everyone that took the time to show up to see.
Yeah, it was very impressed. I was very impressed with the whole tour.
That's outstanding.
I had an opportunity to actually attend that day. I didn't have an opportunity to make it to the art studio, but I did go to the Touch-a-Truck. The kids that I went out there with, strangely enough, were fascinated with the school bus for some reason. But they were able to run up and down and jump over the seats and stuff, which was pretty neat. But they had a blast, and looked like that corn toss tournament was pretty outstanding. Looked like everybody was out there having a good time. Perfect weather for such an event and such. So
We logistically we moved it closer to the building this year. In years past, we held it out in either the detention basin area or the grass area that's located between the Civic Center and Police Department. And we struggled to get people to and from the restrooms in a timely fashion. After a game, they would run to the restroom and they would jog to the restroom, and then they would walk and saunter back and then stop to pick up a beverage. And it was really slowing down the process of the games, and it was keeping people from being able to get finished with the tournament or move forward with the tournament. So this year we moved it to the patio area on the second floor. And it really did work out well. It's just we did have limited space, and to be very honest, if we'd had several more teams sign up, we would have had to find an overflow area. So those are some of the things that we're looking at. However, it did provide a very nice flat surface for the people to play on, and that's what they really did enjoy. And it was close to the restrooms. Good acoustics. We played music the whole time. A gentleman came out and volunteered his time to DJ the event for us. And it was the staff, Jessica Compton, Robert Kieran, Megan Murphy, did an outstanding job of preparing the boards, putting everything together, and securing sponsors. They deserve all the credit in the world.
right, yeah, the layout was fantastic. It was just kind of gathered, so you didn't have to stroll too far to see what's going on over here. It was just kind of centralized there.
Correct.
So that was
And it was excellent food. The vendor that came in that day, a local barbecue, I believe that he sets up there at the liquor barn, and I can't quite remember the name of it at this time, but everybody raved about how good the food was.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, it'll just continue to grow. So.
It will, and that gentleman is going to attend Battle of the Bands as a vendor also, so we're really excited.
That's good.
Keep them on the list.
Okay, well, let's move on to our department updates, and the director's report is the first item, and Brian's not here, so if you have any comments or questions, email Brian or give him a call when he gets back, and he'll give you an answer. The next item is the chairperson's report, and I don't really have very much. I do want to mention that it's going to be pretty important for us to have a quorum and attend the November 10th meeting, because we're going to be approving the annual report and the design guidelines, hopefully. And let's see, I think that's all I have to say right now. So we'll move on to the Tree Advisory Board business, and Jason, you're up first with the Community Challenge Grant.
It is my understanding that this, Kathy, maybe you correct me if I'm wrong, that grant is still in process. Is it not? We have submitted everything. We are just waiting for a response. We are currently waiting for a response. Fingers crossed. I know that Brian has that grant, obviously earmarked for something, and it is our hope that we receive it so that we can continue to improve upon
each year it's a little different. So now this year the priority is given to applications that will build community capacity in urban forestry management through tree maintenance and replacement. Took that right out of the grant title.
There you go.
So the two bullets you see down below it is the park tree inventory. So, hopefully we will be able to use this grant to continue professional services, and I'm not sure how we'll do it, but finish our park tree inventory.
Currently, we have contracted out some of those services for medians and such. Maybe we can extend that to parks if we can find the resources.
Yeah, well, and hopefully this grant might provide some of that. The other part of it is tree replacement, and I believe that we can use 25% of the grant for tree replacement. So, and I know during the inventory we noticed that some of the trees definitely needed replacing. So if this grant comes through, probably 25% of it will be used for tree replacement.
Absolutely. It's just the life cycle of the trees. We have some that are coming to the end of their cycle. some large trees out in Antelope Park just recently had to be removed. So we're looking to replace those also. Oh, I could go, as you know, doing the participating tree inventory, we could go through every park and we're going to find at least a tree, if not a few, that have seen their better days and it's time to go. So 25% would absolutely be wonderful to help us do some tree replacement across town.
Yeah,
They're not cheap, those trees.
So the submission deadline was October 23rd, which seemed to come up really quick. So if everything's in, we'll just wait and see what's happening. So this is a grant that's awarded through the Arizona State Forestry, and these guys work with us in a lot of ways. So we've had community challenge grants. Wow, how many years? Quite a few years.
I believe the last 2 or 3 years we've been successful.
Say 3, but so it's kind of important to us to get some things done. But let's move on here. And the next item is Tree City and Growth Award renewal. So I want to, we on the commission and the people in the department talk about Tree City a lot. I think you see the emblems on the website and the emails. And Tree City is a nationwide movement that provides a framework necessary for communities to manage and expand their public trees. More than 3,400 communities have made the commitment to become a Tree City USA. They have achieved the Tree City USA status by meeting 4 core standards. Those standards are having a tree board, and we have a tree board, which the chairperson and vice chair and 1 citizen, as well as Brian, make up the core of the tree board, but any of the commissioners are welcome to be part of that board too. The other part is having a community tree ordinance, and we have that. The next part is spending at least $2 per capita on urban forestry, and I think we probably have exceeded that quite a bit. And the last thing is celebrating Arbor Day. So last year, when we celebrated Arbor Day, we had 10 years of being a tree city. And that's pretty impressive, and it really shows a commitment by the town to our urban forestry and the people. Now, I have a long list of benefits that come from trees, and I'm not going to read it. So. But there are huge benefits, economic, just people enjoying the parks, on and on. And right behind being Tree City is a Tree City Growth Awards. And we have achieved growth awards for several years, and I honestly cannot tell you how many. Has it been 4? Wow, that's great. And that the Growth Award is awarded by the Arbor Day Foundation to recognize higher levels of tree care. The Growth Award highlights innovative programs and projects as well as increased commitment to resources for urban forestry. It provides an opportunity to share new ideas and success across the country, so it's a big thing. And I think in Arizona, there is not really a lot of cities that get the Growth Award. So it's kind of, I think of it as a big thing. So we'll be renewing the Tree City USA, and of course, we will certainly want to renew the Growth Award with that. Let me move on. And the next item is the Tree University. And I handed out to each of you tonight the Tree University cover page. So the Tree Board University comes through the Arbor Day Foundation. And this is a training opportunity that we're hoping all of the commissioners will take advantage of. You can go to the Tree Board U organization website and sign up, and there's an 8-module course. And I've taken the course and finished it, and it is really excellent. It provides a lot of insight and a lot of training on things that we as a commission and the Tree Board would use in relation to dealing with the town, the community, and all these situations. So we strongly encourage you to go and take a look at that and hopefully complete all 8 segments. With that, let me move on to the 5-year strategic plan. And as part of the tree board, we generate a 5-year plan. And so each year we take that plan and we look at it again and set it up for what we're doing and what we want to do in the future. And with that, we get points for each segment of that, and that's used for part of our Tree City and our Growth Awards. So we will, in the very near future, the tree board will be meeting and we will update our 5-year plan, and that helps set up some programs for the coming year as well. Okay, let's see. We'll move on then to old business and Antelope Park Playground update.
At this time, it is my understanding that we are doing everything in our power to secure as much funding as possible to purchase the best playground that we can get for Antelope Park. This time of year, we start to see some closeouts on playgrounds, and we are looking at other projects and the possibility of maybe not expending all of those funds because of fiscal responsibility and quite honestly being good at what we do and finding ways to do it for less. And if that's the case, we may be able to move a little money around to help us get this playground accomplished in this fiscal year. As a matter of fact, I know we're going to get it accomplished in this fiscal year. It's just making it work the best we possibly can for the department and the community. So at last discussion, we were looking at a few different things internally within the budget to see where we stood, and I can tell you with conversations with the park supervisor is just as of yesterday, we were able to save some money on basketball court striping throughout the town, a large sum of money, and I imagine some of that is going to go to the playground.
Excellent.
I haven't even had a chance to tell Brian yet, but based on what we found out and what a local contractor is willing to do for us under annual contract pricing, we got a smoking deal on striping. So we're going to have a surplus of money there.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, everybody probably remembers we initially were looking at grant money for the Antelope Park Playground. We did not get as much as anticipated. And Brian went back to the vendors and asked them to resubmit projects. So all of these things together, I think probably at our November meeting we'll have a chance to look at the current situation and what the proposals are. So, but I'm glad to hear it looks like we're going to get it done.
We'll find a way.
Yeah.
Jason, kudos to the contractor who was able to make that happen for you. Are you able to disclose who that contractor is?
It's TSI, Traffic Safety. The gentleman, Russ, he's our annual contractor for all of our line stripings for all of our streets. I believe he even holds the ADOT contract. And extremely busy man, but he is going to get it done for us in the next 30 days. So that project will be complete so we see where we stand.
Good deal. Do you know anything about perhaps the Lowe's grant or contribution that was once talked about?
At this time, I don't have enough knowledge of it to share, to be honest. I'm just not familiar enough with it. Do you have any insight?
I do not.
Kathy?
I know there was talk about it.
The last that I heard, that had been submitted, but that was contingent on some of the other grants. So things were a little muddled, and we weren't quite sure what was going to happen. So I think Brian would have to explain to us where that's at.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, I just don't know enough. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Let's move on to new business. And the item under new business is annual report draft review. And we're actually not going to do that. You guys were so excited. But it's not quite ready, and we're going to postpone that, and we're going to do the review at our October 20th work study. I think probably the reason is the chairperson just wrote like a 600-page letter and sent in, and they're trying to cut it down to 2 lines. So we're going to move that to October 20th. Next, we have unscheduled public appearances, and it looks like we don't have anybody that wants to appear. Following that, we have our next meetings, and we have the work study meeting on October 20th. This work study is going to be pretty important because we are going to review the annual report, and we are going to review draft guidelines. And then at our November 10th regular meeting, both of those items will be up to be approved by the commission and presentation in November to the council. So both of those next meetings are really important. And if nobody has anything else, I think we're down to the last item.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And we're adjourned.